Hello there, and welcome to another building video. Today we're going to be building Obi-Wan Kenobi for the Star Wars Shatterpoint miniatures game from the set, the Hello There Squad Pack, actually. That's cool. So we're doing building videos for models that don't have instructions. So we're going to build the body first. Probably not, actually, no, we're probably going to build the feet first. So we're going to get A1 and A2. These are the feet of the model. We've already painted him on this channel, so I'm probably not going to do a painting video. Another one, because also I'm going to do a little custom work on this guy to make him a little different. Not just the plain standard Obi-Wan Kenobi that I already have, because why would I build it twice? I want to make a custom Jedi because I mostly run clones, so I want to make him more clone-y. I'm just going to be using a clone head though. I'm not going to be doing a bunch of crazy work for anything. So let's just clean up these little nubbles and get to glue in here. And like I said in my last video, I'm sorry about the noise. I got a new 3D printer, so 3D printing up a storm here. So please, I hope the noise isn't too distracting. It should be done here pretty soon with the print, so maybe it'll stop during our video here. So there's our feet. And then we're gonna get the body. So the body is obviously these two pieces right here, A3 and A6. So let's clip those off. I was thinking about doing mixing some Anakin Skywalker bits with this, but that's just too many models to destroy, especially since they come in packs of 4. You can't just get them by themselves, which kind of sucks. I looked on eBay for Obi-Wan by himself, and he was not I couldn't find him by himself, because for Marvel, you could always find on eBay an individual guy, which is pretty cool. They can just find the guy and then get it. So if you don't want to buy the whole pack, but I couldn't do that for this pack. And then also I think he's like one of the top tier guys right now. I'm not sure about the competitive Shatterpoint world, but yesterday was May the 4th, so there was a huge sale on Amazon and I was able to get this for like $25, this set. So that was really cool. So I was like, oh, the fates have aligned to let me get this model. So we cleaned up all those little nub marks, the yub nubs, and then we're just gonna put our glue on and glue his body together. And then we're going to glue the legs up in there. I shake it because it gets more glue on the brush, and sometimes I do want like a big glob of it on there, and sometimes I don't. So there we go, that's that. So then the next part is probably the arms. I'm guessing the arms. So we get a 5 here and a 4. Be careful with when you're cutting these. This is always the sketchy part. I like to cut the blade first, so that when you cut this, if it moves the model, it's not gonna snap the blade. That's the one drawback to these, is that the blades are very skinny. Now you can get some metal wire and replace them. You just need to find out how thick they are and just drill the holes and all that, which is easier with this tool, right? The auto drill, so you're not doing it by hand, but still, it is a scary task considering how delicate they are. Like I already have my Ezra. When I moved, it broke his lightsaber. So he has like a little bent lightsaber. So it's probably advantageous to figure out a more long-term solution for broken lightsabers, since it's probably going to be a common thing. So we're just gonna clean off all those little sprue marks there. Yub nubs, as I keep saying. And we're using the picture on the box as kind of our reference of like, if you don't know, like what arm goes where, what does what, like we're just kind of using that as our guide. So we're just cleaning off the blade, which again, is very hard because it's so thin. Just be gentle. Be careful of your fingers at the same time. That guy off there. And he's doing his classic Obi-Wan pose where he sticks his hand out and gives the peace sign to the enemy that he's fighting. So just put that in there. That's his left arm. And then his right arm. I wanted to use the commando set for his other bits. I wanted to make him commando-esque. Like I was gonna cut the legs and then make him, but I think the stance, being the Obi-Wan stance, still lets him read as Obi-Wan Kenobi so that I could proxy him better. The helmet would be nice to have, but God, this lightsaber is so thin. And then you gotta glue on this piece right here, A7. That's his armor. And if we're trying to build him more clone trooper-esque, you definitely want to leave this on. You could leave it off though. He doesn't need the armor on. You do need it for the head piece, but you could probably figure out a way to make the head work without this. You can probably do some weird cuts to make this thing just kind of slot in better. So now all we gotta do is put the glue there, drop this guy on it. Good. Just drop this thing on the floor. So just drop that guy in there. I don't know how I got glue all over it, but we can straighten it up with just putting some glue on it just to clean up that stuff. And then we'll glue him onto his base. You can use super glue here. I usually do use super glue here because it just helps him stick easier using this base. Use the back of the X-Acto knife to make sure he's stuck really good. And then you just glue the head on, and the head piece would be A08. But we're not gonna use that head. We're using a clone trooper head because I'm gonna use Cody's head in this case. So let's take that off and the front piece off. Now obviously the neck pieces don't match, which might be an issue. So we might just wanna cut it off completely. You could always check it against it first before you cut it off. But we're being a little reckless here. I want to leave all these little things on. Since I'm not using Cody, I'm using Rex, because Rex is my boy. And just clean off the front there. Now we can just glue these two pieces together. There's the head. And this I'm gonna use super glue since we don't have the piece in there, like the neck piece to hold it together. We're just going to super glue the head in because that should work. And then we can bulk it out with like any like putty or something later if the neck is still weird. So let's just fill it with super glue. Take the head. Oop. Probably get, I have some type of, oops, tweezers to hold this head a little bit better. Like this. Oop, and then he comes off the base. Okay. It's not gonna work out like that. You're gonna have to. So the lightsaber is bigger. It's kind of like going along his head, but I think we can, there we go, kind of put it over the top there. You can see that it's on pretty straight. There's the front. It's a pretty cool pose. And now we'll put the super glue on these because we have it out. So let's just pull his feet back in those spots. And that is how we build Obi-Wan Kenobi for Star Wars Shatterpoint. As always, thanks for watching. Got some hair on this. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. I hope I said this is how we build him and not paint him, but this is how we build him. Alright, we'll see you guys later.